Good morning. In this video, I want to show you how to create new classes for the coming school year. So you want to go ahead and sign into Jobs for TN. I am including a step-by-step list with this video, so if you prefer that to follow, please follow that. But I do want you to watch this video before you create class numbers. We had some issues last year, pretty serious issues, so we need to be sure that this is done exactly the way it needs to be. So log into Jobs for TN. Go up to the top left corner. I call that the hamburger menu, those three lines. Then you're going to manage adult education, manage classes, and you get the option to add or edit classes. Now, this filter option is for classes that already exist, and we need to add classes. So scroll down to add new class and click on that. And then you get the interface here to describe the class. And this is where I need you to pay very close attention to this situation. Sorry about that. My cell phone, I'm getting text messages left and right. Okay, class description. This is very important. I need you to enter a clear class description. For example, jail orientation or class at XYZ facility. Okay. I need it to be very clear. Knox County has, I think, about 60 class numbers. And as much as I love numbers, I don't have all those memorized. So when I look at that number, I have no idea which class that is. So be very clear here for me. The description is important. The class funding source is defaulted to adult ed. Class type. Pick the one that is most specific. Please do not do individual tutoring. That is not something the state smiles on. We technically are not supposed to be teaching students one-on-one. So please do not use individual tutoring. Please note that distance ed and virtual are not the same thing. Distance ed involves students studying on their own. Virtual means that there is a teacher doing direct instruction. And I know that some districts define that differently, but that's what Jennifer and I have chosen as our definitions. So distance ed could be HiSET Academy, Khan Academy, TABE Academy, where the student is just working at home, you're checking in with them, you're checking attendance, but you are not instructing the student. Virtual is what Susan does, where she is teaching the class, just like any other teacher in this district. So be careful there. I do want you to pick something. Please do not leave it as none selected. And do not use tutoring. Okay, so I'm just going to pick orientation because I'm not going to save this class. It's just a mock class, but you get the idea. You do have to tell us the grantee because we have TCAT and then we have ILCE at TCAT. So pick the correct one. District 2 should default. Don't have to do anything. Pick your county. And I'm going to pick a county that we don't have anymore. I'm going to use Campbell because I don't want anybody to think I'm picking on your particular program. I will never do that. If there is an issue that we need to talk about, I will talk with you. I'm not going to use you as an example. I had a person just recently think that was going to happen, and I still feel bad about that. I will never, ever call you out as an example. So hear me on that. Okay, the Learning Center. I need you to put, I can't do it because I have Campbell County. So Anderson, I am not picking on you. I just have to pick you so that I can show you a Learning Center. I do need to know this because sometimes, especially if we're looking at expanding or closing classes, we need to look at what's happening at a particular facility. So tell me the Learning Center for this class. You do not have to list instructors. You can if you want to. Please do not put tutors in here, okay? We do not tutor officially. The next thing is very, very important. Everybody, regardless of class, type, county, whatever, I want you to put this date right there. July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. This is our school year, our fiscal year. This needs to be the same for every class in our district. And I do want you to do this even if your class is only 8 weeks. Maybe you're running an IET and that class only meets once a year for 8 weeks. It's okay. We still want these dates. Please listen to me here. You may not, under any circumstance, go back to last year or this year's class numbers and just extend them. If you change these dates right here, all of the attendance that you entered on that old class date parameter will be deleted. So we do not want that. Make sure that you're putting these dates and you'll be okay. Program year will default to 2024 because that's the year. Today I'm creating this class and it's 2024. So leave that alone. Class attendance type, be careful here. Distance education is not virtual education. Virtual is face-to-face. Distance ed is where the student is studying, but you are not teaching them directly. And we do not tutor. So please be careful there about how you list those. Class status, you can select active here. Even though we are not to July 1 yet, it's okay. The system will lock you out until July 1, and then on July 1, it will open up this class for attendance. Maximum number of students, I just pick an arbitrary number, and I'm going to say 300. That's what I've always used. You could put 1,000. I like to think that we would have 300 students. You can't put 1,000. It's only 3 digits. So 999 is the maximum. I would like to think that we will have 300 students in a class. I've never seen that happen. That's for a class number. But hey, we can set lofty goals. And then you can add overflow if you want to do that. But again, those are just arbitrary numbers. I would not set something like 10 because once you get to 10, it's going to limit the number you can put in there. So use 999 and you'll be fine. All right, once you get to this point, I want you to stop. Go back and mentally, you don't have to delete things and retype them, but mentally make sure that this is how it needs to be. And once you're sure that it is, scroll on down. A lot of folks forgot this part last year or skipped it. I'm not sure what happened, but this is important. You don't have to put anything here in comments unless you want to. Down here at the bottom, I need you to select the days that the class will occur. If it's one day, that's fine. If it's every day, that's fine. Just select the days that you want your class to happen. And then in the start time, type or select the time of the class. Make sure you tell me AM, PM, because here's what happened last year. Okay, this is a class that ran for 14 hours, from 9 in the morning to 11 at night. That is not what we want to say here. So be careful with the AM, PM part. This is not military time. I wish it were, but You can select if you prefer to do that, or you can type it in. And you need to do that for all days selected. Okay. So put your days and your times in there, and then click save. I'm not going to click save because I don't want to put this class in the system. This is just an example, but you must click save or none of this will save. So please be sure to do that. Okay, a few more things that I want you to remember about this. And I'm not sure that you're going to be able to see what I just transferred. I think you will. I hope so. But if not, it's on the attachment. Some points to remember. I need you to send a list to me once you do this process. Jobs for TN will issue a class number. Send me a list with your class number, your class description. So for my example, I said jail orientation at XYZ facility, and the teacher for each class. So for example, I hope you can see this. It will say the class number, jail orientation at XYZ facility, or whatever you're doing, and then the teacher's first and last name. And I need you to do that for every class you create. Okay, and I'm just typing in some examples here for my handout. And send this list to me. If you want your class numbers to be consecutive, you need to create them all at one time. The system creates the number. So if you sit down today and create one, and then a week from now you create another one, they will not be consecutive because those will have been used. Do not change old class dates. You must make new class numbers. Must make new classes. You may do this as soon as this video ends. Please let Amanda know of any location changes. If you've closed a class at a certain facility, I need to know that because we don't want the state folks dropping in on a class that has closed. They need a list of our locations. All classes should be created for 7/1 through 6/30. This ensures that they will automatically close at the end of the school year. It doesn't matter if the class just meets for a week. It still needs to have that date range. Please contact me if you have questions, and I will be happy to help you always. Thank you for watching this video, and you may now create classes for next year. Have a good day.